Okay. Hey guys, how's it going? Whamo here. Welcome back to Factorio. So I got the next armor upgrade. Ignore, I just did it so I would have it. It was really kind of a pain in the ass to get to, not gonna lie. Other than that, I've optimized the base a little bit. I like to play around between episodes because there's a lot of menial shit you have to do in order to get to the fun stuff. But I optimized the base. I think we have a decent balance on our science if these would stop bouncing around like that. Green, blue, and red are all about 22 a minute, it looks like right now, 23 a minute. You can see by the graph here, they're all about fairly even, which is, yeah, as good as you can hope for. As good balancing as you need to have. Really don't have to worry about too much else. Also, I revealed more of the map. Well, I should say I just took a little tool around the map and looked at what the biter bases were doing. You see how big these things are getting? Yeah, they're getting pretty big. I was looking for something specific, something we haven't seen yet. And it's down here. It's this little green patch. Uranium ore. Down here. Right here. Right here. This little thing right here. Because I finished doing the research for nuke power, which I was going to click on it. There it is. Nuke power right here. Nuclear power. I just finished the research for that, and that gives us access to all this shit. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, and it all looks very complicated. And it kind of is. It kind of isn't. Oh, still on the map. Okay. Thankfully, though, I prepared this a little bit. I'm torn now. Okay, so I have a few options. I can increase my circuit output, basically doubling my iron output and maxing out my copper for what I have available, which isn't much. You'll see that I put down the mines for the iron output. Basically just put mines on everything that was over here. You guys saw this patch over here earlier. Ran it all down into one lane. I think I have enough there to support 2 full lanes of iron, but I'm not 100% positive on that. It's anyone's guess. I know I can support a full lane of copper, so that's good. Also, I kind of messed around with the... Yeah, this is... I forget what they call this in the community, but basically it means it pulls from both lanes equally, and it can output to either lane fully. So, I mean, yeah. A belt balancer, essentially. I don't know why I did that. I just kind of did it for funsies, but it's neat. It's fun to look at. You want to look at it for a second? There's much more compact versions of this out there, and this probably isn't the best way to do this, but you know what? It's mine. Shut up. I made it. That's what the fun of this game is building stuff like that. Figuring out how to do it for yourself is half the fun. So, I'm torn about how to do this, like I was saying earlier. Given the distance, it could be belted with very little problem, because there's only 155k there, and realistically, you don't need that much uranium ore for nuclear power, so... There is another problem with that, though, and that it revolves around how we mine the uranium ore. God, I don't know how I want to do this. Okay, so let me explain this. Uranium ore requires sulfuric acid to mine. Okay, we have sulfuric acid. We've been using it to produce batteries for a while. It's way over there in that other side of the base, over yonder way. So I could either pipe it down here, which I really don't want to do because biters destroy pipes, and I don't want to defend the entire line, or... I can run a really simple train system and just train it over to this area over here where my power production is. Probably just down right here. And, yeah, and use a train and a fluid wagon to just dump fluid and retrieve uranium ore. Yeah, we haven't used trains yet. May as well use a train, huh? Yeah, you guys, trains sound fun? It sounds fun to me. I'm gonna grab some engines. Oh, alrighty, daddy. I think we're golden. So, where do I want to put these stops at? I think I want to put this first stop just down here where this turret bank is here. So, we'll start down here. Probably gonna move this turret bank and clean it up and make it into the better looking version. Yeah. There we are. Good little robots. Good little robots. I love these little fucking bots. Having this end game, mid game, is so freaking nice. Like, to not have to manually deconstruct all this crap and just have 10 hands working for you. Once you get the upgraded robot port, personal robot port, I think you can have 20. So, I mean, that's massive. Look how fast that deconstructs. I mean, if I would have had to do that by hand, I would have had to run around and do all that. You don't care. You don't care. You know what I'm saying. It's just therapeutic to watch. It's fun. It's enjoyable. Look at that. Look at the little bastards just deconstruct. You know what? We should probably put it over here, and then we'll put our nuke reactor over here and leave our initial power intact. Yeah, because I need to leave room up there. I need to build this down a lot further than I think. Sorry, I know. Like I said, planning. Slight amounts of planning. You need to do a little bit of it. Turn all this garbage off so I can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, I think this should be fine. Sorry, okay, yes. Building, right, okay. Something like that, I think. Something like that? I think that should be fine. Rails have this cool feature now, I'm gonna show you this. I probably should have cleared that biter base before I started doing this. Hold on, let me clear that biter base. That's that cleared. repair myself up here, or let the drone repair me up. I guess I could let the drone guy repair me up here. Look at that. Aren't they so nice? It's so nice of them to repair me. Hey guys, how's it going? I'm gonna steal your uranium, your tiny, tiny little patch of uranium. I'm gonna take it. It's mine now. Excuse me. Excuse me, this is all mine. Oh, big blue bastards, get out of my way. Get out of my way, you blue sons of bitches. There we go. Okay. Destroyed all the bases. We're good there. Now there's... Goddamn, die, you little fuckers. Stop killing my robots. I know you can't see anything in this view, and I'm so sorry for that. I really am. There's really nothing I can do about it, though. I kind of have to be that far out. Okay. So there's our little... Well, clear the rocks out of the way first. There's our little uranium patch there. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. That's what she said. Yeah, that should be alright. We'll just stay on our tank and I'll run the rail down here real quick like. Okay, and the cool thing about railroad tracks, you know what? Yeah, no, this will be fine. Is that I can just click on this little arrow here. Well, I guess I have to be close enough to start the initial track. I can click on this little, okay, I'll show you. I can click on this little down arrow, and it just gives you the build options like this. So I can build it wherever I like. And I don't have to be inside of the range to do it. So it can be wherever. We're gonna actually make this a little bit further out. Like so. And then we'll start going this way. Fucking crashing into everything along my way. I don't know how far I'm gonna have to go here. I'm gonna go ahead and guess the time to turn. Right about now, I think. Yeah. Looks good to me. Whatevers. Hey, fuckers. Don't know what those guys are doing. Whoa, whoa, hey. Getting a little ahead of my track laying. There we go. It's cool because you don't have to be in range of it to lay the track, which is super nice. Fucking trees. Get out of the way, trees. This is why I'm in my tank, by the way. Because there's always shit in the way. Always shit in the way. Normally I'm driving straight down it, but... It looks like I cut in a little bit early. Which is fine, I think. Yeah, this should be just fine. Okay, and then we'll park you right there. And that's fine. Alright. So we got that set up. Now we gotta run power. And should I run from the other side or should I run from this side? I guess it really doesn't matter. So let's run power. You'll notice I'm not doing 2 tracks because, well, mainly because I don't want to fucks with it. Normally you would put tracks for running both ways, so you're not running trains back and forth on the same track, but this track is only going to have 1 train on it at any given time, and this patch is fairly small. So it'll be well gone before we really get into the need for a lot of uranium. So we're going to need defensive turrets on this guy. Probably actually a little ways off of the main. I don't want him coming in at any crazy stupid angles. We'll build more than a 6 turret defense. Let's build something like... Yeah, fuck, I don't know. Like, so, this way, 1, my power pole in there is defended, which it doesn't really matter too terribly much. And 2, they are gonna be down here. I'm not gonna clear any biter nests, so they're gonna be evolving constantly. That's the wrong way to do that, Whamo, you fucking idiot. So they're gonna be larger swarms of them coming more frequently. So we just want to make sure that we're nice and defended around this. So we don't have to worry about anything at all happening to this guy. And you can take note that I'm not wasting anything by doing this. I am just, well, time more than anything. Oh shit, I almost got trapped in there. So I can pick all this shit up and move it. So if you look at the regular mining drill when it's just sitting on the ground like this, or over a regular ore patch, it looks like this, right? Just like a regular mining drill. If you were to put it over one of these, it suddenly turns into a uranium mining drill, which has pumps on the side, or I should say has fluid inlets on the sides. So that's just another thing to take into consideration. They can supply each other, so it's not really that big of a deal. Let's see here. Making sure where this patch ends. I want to make sure to get as much out of this as I can, so I need to be over that part. Looks good to me. That'll work. Run some lines here, and then I'll show you how we're going to set up the train. Look at my turret coverage here. It looks okay. We're at least covering the field, and we should be covering the train. Yeah, that should be alright. That should be just fine. Yeah, that's fine. Icky dicky. Icky dicky. Icky dicky. Alright, so we build these train stops here. I'll build 2 of them, because we only need 2 of them. There are rail signals and rail chain signals, but we're not going to use those here. That's something I'll go over when we get to that point in the playthrough. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. So if you highlight this, it shows you where the train cars are going to be. Also, we can rename this to, well, I don't know, Uranus pickup. Sure. Fuck it. Doesn't even matter. We want it to be green. Green, because uranium's green, right? Right? Goddamn right it is. Perfect. Okay. That's that. Easy peasy. I'm not going to build the train car on this side. Let's hop back in our vehicular homicide and we'll drive back up to the top side. Then we build the matching train stop up here. Like so. And we name it, well, we color it first. Uranus drop. Oh my god, that was the best thing ever. Uranus drop. Perfect. Now then, we can build our train cars. Let's just... a cargo wagon and a fluid wagon. Oh, okay, we finished the logistics slots. So these are the logistics slots here. This means that I can tell the network, the logistics network that's going to be carrying around items that has chests to it and everything, to keep a certain amount of something in my inventory by clicking on that. Now I could do it with, like, say, fast transport belts. I could make it so that it always keeps 1,000 of them on me if I want 1,000. Or I can make it so it always keeps 400 of them on me. Which, let's see how many I've got here. I've got 350. I don't think I have any logistics bots in the network, but maybe I do. Let's go up here and see if the logistics bots even trigger, because I do have a few towers up. Oh, yep, here they come. Look at them over there. You see them? Line of bots. My belts just happen to be in a logistics chest. And they drop off all that shit to me, fill me up, so I have 400 of the belts. It's just a way to keep yourself topped off in your inventory. Extremely useful later on when you don't have to worry about running around and grabbing shit from various parts of your base, because you've got full coverage by these guys right here. I put a few more of them down since we last talked. Did some optimization to the base. Yep. Okie dokie. So let's build this train here. Let's see here. Locomotive, we're going to put it facing this direction here, and then we'll put another one facing the other direction. But first, we need to put on the cargo wagon, like so. Just one wagon for this. There's not going to be a lot of ore coming out of it, and that's fine. And then we'll put a fluid wagon on here to carry the sulfuric acid over there, which we're going to need to mine this stuff. And finally, one of these cars so it can run on an automated network so it can just go both ways. Now, like I said, generally you'd have a loop in this, so you'd only need the locomotives on the front, and you'd have like 3 locomotives and 8 train cars, or 3-8 setup is what they call that. Or something similar to that. This is kind of just a hodgepodge, honestly. It really doesn't matter that much unless you're going for maximum throughput. So now we have to bring that sulfuric acid from all the way over my oil production all the way over to this train, which is better than bringing it all the way down to the uranium deposit. Alright, there's my pumps. And we want to have this guy hooked up right about yonder, I think. Yeah, that should be alright. We'll also put some power staggering that train car for what we're going to do in a second here. Okay. Now, because of the way fluid mechanics work in this game, we're going to go ahead and put a storage tank directly off the back of this pump. It just makes it so that this pump pumps almost instantly the fluid from this tank into this wagon. Which generally wouldn't seem like a big deal, but it'll make sure that this thing is always topped off on fluid. Alrighty, Daddy. See, now, I wasn't even here, and it pumped all the sulfuric acid out of this tank into that cargo wagon, which is great. Fantastic. That is working as intended. Now, so how you're supposed to do this, or how you should do this, common theory would suggest that you put fast inserters in place of these. I am going the wrong direction with those. Not fast, stack inserters. So these guys here, these green ones, but you'll notice that they are super expensive, and they run on shit tons of power. This guy takes 46 kilowatts. These guys take 132 kilowatts, which is, you know, whatever, 5 times the amount of power. So, 5 times, is that right? Not even close. 4, 3, not even 3 times the amount of power. You get what I'm saying, though. They take more power, they move stuff faster, but they're expensive. I mean, you really don't need them for a uranium setup, so we're not going to use them here. We will use them later on when we start doing some other stuff. Okay, so we pull this cargo out of the wagon. We put it into chests, so that way the wagon can empty and the train can go back as soon as it gets here. After we pull it out of the wagon, we put it onto belts. Yeah. In this case, we don't really need a balanced output, but here you go. It looks stupid now looking at it even. So you could have it empty like that. I think there's a better way to do that. I'm not sure if I remember what it is. We'll use it on the iron setup that we do later, but for right now, this is going to be fucking perfectly fine. There's no reason to even consider using more than that. You'll see why once I get this further along. We'll just leave that like that for the moment. Okay, so these train cars, if I click on them, you notice they have a schedule, which is what we'll use to automate them. Not a big deal. They also have a fuel container. Now, they have 3 rows of fuel. They can use, well, all that shit for fuel. Wood planks, wood box, power pole, regular wood, coal, solid fuel, rocket fuel, and uranium in order from left to right there. They get better from left to right as well. So if I could use solid fuel in this thing, it would be ideal. Coal is slightly less good. It just reduces the acceleration and the top speed when it's carrying a full cargo. However, coal is significantly easier to get to because it's right the fuck here. I mean, I could just run this down here. Why the hell would I bother with a solid fuel setup on something like this? Now, again, like I said, once we get into something that needs a lot of throughput, yeah, well, maybe we'll consider it. Use inserters. Like everything else in the game, you can use inserters to, whoopsie poopsie. Oopsie poopsie. You can use inserters to fill up the fuel in the car. Easy as that. Like so, like so. Car's always going to have fuel. Easy. Now, we have a way to offload the cargo. We have a way to get sulfuric acid onto the train. All right. That's a good start. But now we need to go sort out the mining process, which is, Pretty easy, actually. Oh, also, I figured out how to drag click over stuff. You hold control. If you hold control and click on something with, like, the resource, like, right now I have coal in my hand, and these burners use coal to burn. If I hold control and click on them, it puts the coal into the burner. Yeah. Very useful. If you didn't know about that, you do now, and it's super good. Oh, I also just now finished the trash slot upgrade research. So now, same thing. I can keep myself stocked with 400 transport belts, or I can make sure that I never ever see another fucking power pole in my life. Okay, we're good. Let's hop in this train. Well, that's the wrong train. Slam it right into the back of my stop right there. That's nice. Hop in this train and head down to the mining station down there. Trains are cool. Everybody who doesn't like trains doesn't know what they're talking about. These also get going extremely fast. I think I can just slam this into the end here and not actually damage anything. I'm pretty sure. Yep, sure can. However, that's not where it's actually going to end up parking when it stops with the automated mode. I think it's going to stop something like that. That. There. That's where it's going to stop. Perfect. Fucking nailed it. No problem. Alright, let's grab ourselves. Same thing we did last time, but just the reverse. We will offload the fluid. We'll do it down here because it just makes it easier. And you'll notice that it's not attached. Fucking fantastic. Maybe because there's nothing to draw it to? Oh! Okay. Get out of the train. Don't move it again. Stay there. Those things are finicky as shit. Alright. We have our tank here, and same deal over there. This will instantly fill this tank. Damn. It's faster than I remember. So that basically instantly fills that. So while it's filling on ore, it's dumping sulfuric acid. Now this tank will never go down below like 23k because it just doesn't use that much acid. And we can go ahead and pipe this system up too. Same as any mining system. Starts working immediately, yeah. Normal speed. There's nothing really that interesting about it right now. So this is all the green radioactive uranium ore that we're mining out of the ground right here. And we need a way to fill it, the wagon. Fill the wagon. You know the drill. Dozen inserters, buffer chests, bingo bango, that's your lot. We could also do the reverse of what we did. Let's do that. Let's do a nice... I don't think it works like that over for these things, but you know, let's do a nice balanced insertion here. How do I do this? I don't know how to do it. I'm too stupid. Well, I mean, I do know how to... What the fuck? Get out of here, bug! I do know how to do it, but, you know, it's not worth it. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. We're just gonna run this in here like a normal fucking person. There's not much uranium ore that comes out of this thing anyway. And like so, suddenly we're loading the train car. Yeah, well, that works okay. Yeah. We don't have the nearly the mining power to continue that usage, but it's alright. I don't have a problem with that. Fine by me. But the important thing is we're mining uranium, getting into a train car, and the train car is going back. It's being refueled, it's dumping, or it's gaining sulfuric acid, coming back. You know, it's working properly. It's how it's supposed to work. Okay. Now then, let's hop in this thing before I start fucking with the schedule here. So, we can add a station, Uranus pickup. We don't want to do inventory full. That's not a good condition because we're dropping off sulfuric acid here. So instead, we're going to use the item count thing. There it is. Can't fucking find it. And we'll say, I don't know. How much does one of these containers hold? I don't think it's 25k, but, you know, whatever. Doesn't matter. We can say 25k? Fine, whatever, doesn't matter. Or 5,000 right now, it doesn't matter. Add another station, Uranus drop off. Now we can't do inventory empty again. Let's go like this. Let's go item count again. And we also need to set what item we're talking about. You gotta remember how to do this shit, Jesus Christ. Uranium ore. Greater than 1, shit. That's the wrong symbol. Right? Left is less than, right? Is that right? Oh god, I'm retarded. Why am I so dumb? Yes, because the bigger side is greater than. Yes. That makes, right? Somebody fix me on this. I'm not... We'll find out eventually once I hit the manual button, but you know, whatever. How much do you actually hold? Stacks of 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 4 by 10, 40. 40 times 50 is, well, 4 times 5 is 20. Add a couple zeros. Yeah. 2,000 was the number I'm looking for this right here. Greater than or equal to 2k. Alright. Pickup, we're good. Drop off, we're good. I guess we can technically just set this to 0. Because we can tell it but dude, that one. There you go. So I think that is us, right? Ooh, hey, wait. Fucking gotta change the color of the train car. Hey, look at there. Change the color of this car too. There we go. See, now that was all a very big mess of complications because I'm an idiot more than anything. But you get what I'm talking about. Now we can just flip this over to manual, and it should just get off me. Should just sit here. Hopefully, yes, it does just sit here. Oh, both the train cars share the same schedule. If they're on the same train, they share the same schedule tab. So that's That's cool. You don't have to set it up twice for different cars. So we'll just sit here until this is full, make sure everything operates correctly. Wow. Forgot an eye. / evolution. So that tells us, yeah. You see the spawner kills is 4% of the total evolution. We're at 0.66 right now. 2/3 of the way to full evolution on the biters. Hey, there they are. Oh, before we leave, I wanted to do something too. Let's flip this back to manual real quick. I want to move this down. I want it over here, I think, like right here. Because nothing else here needs to be defended. Alright. We're getting close to the max out here. Hopefully all my robots are back inside before that happens. Get back in here, guys. Get back in here. The train's going to take off soon. Get back in here. There you go. 41, 45, 47, 50. Hey! It actually drives. What do you know? I was right about the greater than or equal to. Fan-fucking-tastic. Of course, it would have moved right away if I was wrong. But I didn't move that, by the way. This is automatic. I haven't touched anything. So it should just roll right up here. We'll see what happens at the station. Hopefully it unloads proper. You gonna unload? Hey, looky there. What do you know? And it's kind of working. Something funny about that. I don't know. It just looks weird. It doesn't really matter. So this is why we put the buffer chest in here. So now the buffer chest will fill. And we won't have to worry about the train sitting here forever. Did it fill with sulfuric acid? It did. Good. We shouldn't have that much sulfuric acid just sitting around. It actually takes a minute to make, so... Okay, there's another kind of building we haven't looked at yet that came along with the science pack, and that's the centrifuge. Well, and the nuclear reactor and whatever, the heat exchange bullshit. These require concrete and steel plates. Thankfully, I had the foreskin to make us some nice pile of concrete over here. Well, I made a fucking massive pile of concrete over here. And I need steel and more advanced circuits. Shit, that's a lot of advanced circuits. I also had the forethought to put down a chest for advanced circuits. Yeah, look at how much that nuclear reactor takes to make. This is the main core unit that powers everything. It takes a crap ton of materials to make. Fucking 500 advanced circuits. I don't know if I'll even have that done by the time I finish doing all this shit. Okay, centrifuge. Looks like this. Yeah? See it? Neat, huh? Pretty neat looking. Pretty neat looking. Neat looking pretty building. Alright. Let me ponder for a brief moment how I want to do this. Okay, pondering's done. Yep, that's how we're doing. That's what's happening with you guys. Stupid fucking centrifuges. Up. So here's the deal with these guys. There are very complicated setups you can use to build this shit correctly, and there are very uncomplicated setups to build this shit correctly. I'm gonna use the very uncomplicated setup because, you know, I'm kind of an idiot, and I don't like complicated things. So, when we set these to do uranium processing, you'll notice they have two products. One product is enriched, one product is not. I guess it doesn't tell you which is which in here, but the dark one is the one that we don't want. It's useless, almost useless, mind you, until we start a new research, which actually should do that. We can do nuclear fuel reprocessing, but that's not great. The Corvex, or Coverex, I don't know how you pronounce that, some Russian dude enrichment process, allows us to take basically a whole bunch of the enriched stuff, the bright stuff, and turn a little bit of the dark stuff into another bright stuff. Does that make sense? It shouldn't, because that didn't make sense to me, and I fucking said it. Essentially, it's a way to use the byproduct that you get out of these things for something useful. That said, it takes a minute to get 40 of the bright stuff that I was talking about. And by a minute, I mean a fucking minute. Hello? Oh. Helps if I turn them all on. Here we go. There we go. Turn all these on, and you see the output right there is dark stuff immediately. It has a 0.7% chance, if you didn't catch that, and to produce the stuff that we need to run the reactor. So, most of this stuff is going to be just these dark little chunks. However, every now and again, one of these guys will drop us a little piece of gold, and it'll be a fancy, fancy bright one. So, going to do something like that. And then we will put output priority on the left, and we will filter by the dark output. There we go. So that will force all of the dark ones to go to this side, and anything that's not, well, here, let me actually call it what it's called. The 238. Okay, so this is uranium-238. Uranium-235 is the one that we want, the bright one. I'm just going to keep calling them bright and dark ones, because, you know, that's just how I work. 235 is what we want, 238 is what we get most of. So we have to chest this or do something with it until we get enough of the other stuff. And I think we're just going to throw it in chests. So let's go ahead and just make 3 chests like so. Okay. So that will constantly pick up the dark ore, the 238 that we don't want. Now, the 235 that we do want is going to go over here. I think it's 235 anyway. Is going to go over here. What we're going to do with that, and we could... Oh, wait. I can use my special new control click. Haha! We could put it into a machine immediately. and turn it into these right here, uranium fuel cells. So they require some of the dark ones and one bright one and a little bit of iron to make. And it makes 10 of these things. These power the nuclear reactors, and they power them for a good amount of time. So you need very few of these. But like I said, it's rare to get the 235 out of these things. So we could put this to processing these, or we could wait until we have 40 of the bright ones in order to start the Corvex enrichment process, which will make it completely trivial to have the 235 because you'll have tons of it. Initially, because I am a impatient bastard, we're going to go ahead and do it this way. Because, you know what? It's just the way we're going to do it. Now, the trick is to be able to get the dark ones over to this thing and over here. So, I'm going to go ahead and go the not be an idiot route. We don't want this to back up, so let's do that. And we'll turn that around like so. Okay. Pick this bitch up. Put her down right here. As far as best way to do this, like I said, there's a dozen ways you can do this stupid thing. It really doesn't matter all that much. So that'll pick up the bright one, and this will pick up the dark ones that go by. Like so. Okay. We got that so far? See, that'll pick up all the dark ones it needs to power it. We also need iron in there, but you don't need a lot of iron. So, I mean, realistically, we can probably just put it in a chest. And this is the lazy way, and if you do this with too much crap in your base, you start running into problems. So, I know that it doesn't use a lot of iron, so I can just fill that for the most part. We'll change it to a certain kind of chest that requests items from Logistics Network later on, but for the moment, we don't have access to that. So we'll just use these iron plates in here. We'll grab a whole slew of them. And you know, 6 hours from now when that thing runs out of iron, I'm gonna not be expecting it, that's for sure. Alright, there's the iron in the chest. Iron from the chest goes into the machine. Machine has iron, machine has 238. Now it's just looking for 235. Okie dokie. What do we do with the output of the 235? For the moment, we're just gonna buffer chest it. Like everything. Because I need to work on building the actual nuclear reactor setup. Okay, so that'll take care of the fuel cells. That will hold the fuel cells for the moment, until we get the nukes set up. Yes, that should be fine. If you were to work the ratios down, it might be a bit of a spoiler, but each one of these can supply about a nuclear reactor worth of fuel, give or take, a little bit. So having 4 of them means that I can run a square of nuke reactors, which is efficient, basically. How much do you have left in you? Okay, so yeah, so see, we're barely touching the supplies on this stuff. Yeah, it's probably left once and come back. Because it only holds, this train only holds, if you look at the chest, you know the train holds less than one of these chests. So it can make 6 trips before it fills all these chests up. In a perfect world, so it's probably going to make something like 8 trips. Sorry, I'm actually waiting for the, the red circuits to back up because we're going to need lots of red circuits. See right here, we need 500 copper, 500 steel, 500 red circuits, and 500 concrete for one of these things. We're going to have to make 4 of them. So... yeah, probably should have worked on my my red circuit production before I looked into making these, but that's alright. We can go up here and just twiddle our thumbs until that's done. How many red circuits we got on the back end of this assembly? We've got 73. Not even close. Not even close to how much I need. Gonna have to buff up. Well, you know what? Circuit production might be an entire episode by itself. Circuit production in general is kind of a resource hog. Basically, it's essentially going to be another base like this, entirely dedicated to making circuits. So, you know, that's going to be fun when we get to it. Something to look forward to, I guess. Hey, look at there. It looks like we got a bright one. Oh, we got 2 of them. So we have 20 fuel cells. All right. Just wanted to make sure that worked. I don't know why, but, you know, you just... gotta be sure. So we got 20 of those. Their fuel value is 8 gigajoules a piece, which is it's a fucking lot of power. Not gonna lie. These guys should be stacking up fairly nicely. 90, 10, 7. Okay. Yeah. Looks like the setup's working fine. As expected. Hey, look, the train's gone. The train's gone. You can get hit by these trains, BT dubs. So, you know, if you stand on the tracks like an idiot, you know, and there's a train coming, yeah, you can get hit by them. They will kill you. Zero remorse. They will kill you. 4 more. Come on. Come to Papa. 4 more. There we go. There's 500 red circuits. Holy balls. I was standing there for a very good amount of time. Okay. Now watch my inventory when I click on this. You ready? Oh my god. Use like 2 solid rows of items. That's fucking awesome. Build this bad mammer jammer right down here in a nice big open space. Something like that. See? That's what it looks like. That's what a nuclear reactor looks like in this game. It's It's an interesting, unassuming little thing. It's got flames coming out of it when you mouse over it, so that's cool. I'm going to grab one of these fuel cells here and I'll show you something. Oh, there's 50 of them now. That's cool. Well, 49 now if you count the one that I'm going to use or waste here. So, this just has one little fuel slot, no other options, nothing like that. If I throw this fuel cell in here, bam, it's gone. Now, it doesn't matter if you use the power, don't use the power, it doesn't matter. This thing takes a certain amount of time, X amount of time. I'm not sure how long it is. It's like, maybe it's like 5 minutes. I'm not entirely sure. And you'll notice in the bottom right there, the temperature is going up and up and up and up, and underneath the temperature, it says neighbor bonus, 0%. So the deal is with nuclear reactors is if you have a neighbor around them, they gain 100% bonus to efficiency. Meaning that if I have 4 of these next to each other, they are all 400% efficient. So, that's what we're going to do. We're going to build 4 of these all next to each other. Not right now, obviously, but eventually we're going to build 4 all next to each other. And they will heat up until 500 degrees C, and then they will start producing power. Well, the steam engines, these guys here, the heat exchangers can actually start using the heat to make steam at 500 C, and then that steam goes to a steam turbine. But they can go up to 999 C, and that's where they'll sit, wasting energy if you let them. You can wire some advanced circuits in there if you really want to and kind of maximize your usage of the fuel cells, but given that uranium is fairly cheap, I mean, the infrastructure to set it up is unassuming at best. But I'm not really interested in doing that. We're just gonna burn these things 100% flat out. It's not gonna really matter all that much in the end. I mean, you can see how quickly we're making fuel cells and how fast they deplete. Like I said, each one of these centrifuges can support basically 1 reactor. We're going to double this amount here once we find a bigger uranium patch. So it's not really a big deal. Guys, this episode's dragged on. I've yelled at you for long enough. Thank you for watching. I love you. Nuke setup, going to be next time, I'm sure. Hey, the train's actually working because it just came back into the station. I'll see you guys in the next episode.